Hi, FireCreeper here. I hope everyone had a good month. It was a long time, a very, very long time for me to not stream. Yeah, it's been a while, and I've been kind of wanting to talk to you guys about it because it was a fun little vacation. It was a little okay, I say little. It was a six week trip overseas for me. Oh, and yeah. Okay, but first, couple of announcements. So in the future, I'll still be streaming on Wednesdays. The time may change because family be familying. As that be doing, and then school will be starting back up because college be colleging. And then hopefully in the near future I'll have some new channel assets. Hello. Okay, now I can talk about my 6-week trip overseas. So I went to Malaysia with my family, which was a blast. It was actually really fun. And you know, it's kind of the reason why I wasn't streaming. Like, I had my computer and stuff, so I would have theoretically been able to stream, but with staying in a it wasn't a hotel. We stayed in basically an Airbnb. We stayed in I'm like a flat. Stayed in an apartment, and you know, me, my sibling, singular, because my other sibling, he's married and has his own life. But I had my own room, and then my brother had his own room, and then my dad and stepmom, they had their own room. But because of how thin, like, it's not like the walls were super thin, but it's not like they were super thick either. I would have been able to really stream. And you know, like, when you're traveling, especially with your family, you're always off doing something. So, which is kind of mostly why I didn't stream. But I did make sure I had videos edited for your guys' viewing pleasure. Yeah. So I traveled. So I want to talk about the trip there. So we flew from the US to Malaysia, right? So we had, originally it was going to be like a 4-hour layover in Dubai, right? Well, that 4-hour layover turned into a 17-hour layover. We stayed a whole day in Dubai, which was fine. We actually saw the tallest tower in Dubai, which was pretty neat. Our hotel that we booked for that day, it was actually connected to a mall, and it wasn't too bad. It was fun because a personal thing I enjoy doing is actually exploring malls. So having a hotel connected to a mall, not too bad. By the way, Dubai's airport, amazing. Yeah, it was great. Anyways, and then after we got our flight to Penang, that's where we went. We stayed in Penang for a while, and then we went to Thailand and Singapore for. We went to Singapore for roughly the length of a day. I have learned something, so I don't have many allergies. Okay, I have learned there is a something in Singapore that I am allergic to. I don't know what that something is, but it's some kind of pollen. I don't like this image. And whatever that pollen is, I'm allergic to it. So you can actually take a bus from Penang or anywhere, most places in Malaysia, and actually bus over to Singapore. You can actually also bus over to Thailand. We flew there. But so it's a 13-hour bus ride where we were, and which wasn't too bad actually. It's not too bad. I mean, I'm also kind of used to sitting in a vehicle for a while, so I guess you could just say it's kind of what I'm used to. But on the way back, my nose was incredibly stuffy. Like, it's kind of unfun to be unable to be able to breathe. Like, it sucks. And for 13 hours, that sucks even more. But it was all good. We went to Universal Studios, and I did take pictures. I'm just too lazy to pull them up. Yeah. So, which was fine. What do I want to draw? What if I do this? And so, yeah, it was actually pretty great. And then we chilled back out in Penang, and then fun fact, there's a place in Penang. It's kind of really out of the way and a little shady, but it's actually a pretty neat place. It's called the Toy Museum, and basically they have some really old toys. It is like millions of dollars, USD dollars, worth of stuff. Like, so just in the toys, because of actually they're preserved pretty well. So the preservation of the toys already makes the prices pretty high, but also B, the age of them even higher. So there's already like thousands of USD dollars worth in toys, just the toys, in this toy museum. Who would have thunk the toy museum has toys? But there's also these statues that would have been used for promoting video games or shows. It was mostly video game statues, but they had a couple of other things. Transformers, there was actually a suit, a Optimus Prime, really old suit that is actually meant to be worn there, and it's actually pretty freaking cool. And there was these statues, and there were some that I was actually honestly a little shocked to see. So there was Warhammer. There was one Warhammer statue, and there was I don't know if any of you guys have heard of this game. It's a game that I really want to get, but it's American McGee's Alice. And then there's a follow-up game called Alice Madness Returns. And it's a horror game, Alice in Wonderland. And it's a platformer, and it's super cool, and it's super freaking old. Like, it was originally made for a computer, and it's really old, but like, I really want to collect it. I'm kind of a collector of old games. Yeah. I got another Guitar Hero. I got my childhood in a box. That's what I like to call it. But yeah, it was actually a pretty neat place to go though, because it's just all these old and rare toys. Okay, what do I want to draw? Just drawing nonsense. And so, but like, yeah. And the gal there, she was pretty nice. And yeah. And then we stopped by a pretty neat clothing shop actually. So they're near-ish by. There's a clothing shop. And all the designs are unique. Like there are some like where the basic design, like the like for example, I got a shirt with a dragon on it. The dragon itself is a stamp basically, and then the colors are done by a person. So how these shirts are made are basically they affix the fabric. They treat the fabric and they stretch it out, and then when after they stretch it out, they do either one of two things. They take wax and they hand draw a design onto it, onto the fabric, and then after they hand draw a design onto it, they have someone paint onto it, freehand paint with basically watercolors, made specifically for the fabric, so that when you wash the fabric, the colors don't actually fade or wash out. And the other way is them to stamp. So they have these iron, well, don't know if they're iron, but metal at the very least. Some metal, basically massive stamps, where they dip it in the wax, and then they stamp it onto the fabric. And then they have someone paint in all of the line work, paint in everything, which is, I think, is pretty neat. So, and like I said, I got myself a shirt there, and yeah, definitely would recommend. So, but we actually did, so Penang itself, basically a retirement home. Like, there's a lot of, native, people from Penang, but there's also plenty of, Chinese, and, basically, overseas, Americans, Britons, people actually there, because it's actually basically a retirement place. Because, like, the currency exchange is funny, so it's actually cheaper to buy a lot of things in Penang. Not everything is cheaper. And also, you're not going to find a breakfast. Like, okay, as an American, breakfast joints kind of important on my priority list. So, I wouldn't live there. You're not gonna find a American style breakfast place, but you'll find plenty of tea, which is something that America doesn't have a lot of. But basically, since it's basically kind of like a retirement place, there's a lot of people, and most people, not everybody, but most people know English, so, which is pretty nice, though it's a little difficult for some people there to understand my English, because you basically have like British English and then American English. And then you got American English with thick accents. So, don't know if I like this pose. We're gonna go with it. So, which is a little really great. Well, there's plenty of malls in Penang, fun fact. And we didn't explore all of them. And we also went to we went to the tallest tower in the world, which was pretty neat. Correction, we saw the tallest tower in the world. Because some of the tallest towers in the world are actually in Dubai and Malaysia. One is in, I think, two actually. Kuala Lumpur and Penang, I think. I don't know. But we couldn't go into them because one of them you basically had to get tickets online because it is so freaking popular. And the other one, the mall bit wasn't completely finished. So basically, what they did is have business people be able to come in, but not really pedestrians. Which, fine. Kind of makes sense when the main mall bit is under construction, basically. Hi. Talking about my trip to Penang, Malaysia. It's fun. While I draw. Where was I talking about? Oh, the tallest towers. So, yeah, I saw some of the tallest towers in the world, and that was fun. And so, like I said, one of them was under construction, basically. Well, not the tower itself. The tower was finished, but the mall attached to the tower wasn't quite finished. So they were allowing business people in, because those towers are actually used for something, not just tourists. So I saw them, but didn't go inside. And the other set of towers in Malaysia, we couldn't get in because you had to order your tickets online because it was so popular. So you couldn't just go there and be like, "Hey, I want to go up this tall tower." Yeah. So whatever. But it was fun. It was fun. At least I get to say I saw that. And it was funny. So my dad, I don't know why, but he's like, I have been in an IKEA in many different countries. And it's like, okay. So like, let me show you a trick. So we had a massive layover in Dubai, right? And there was a mall there. And there was an IKEA attached, and he's like, Fire, let me show you a trick. It's like, I'm gonna go inside this IKEA. He goes, puts one foot in, and it's like, okay, I went inside the IKEA. Just, he's like, okay. He's like, I don't like IKEA, but I want to at least say I've been in an IKEA in all these different countries. And it's like, okay, Dad, you do you. Yeah. So, yeah, it was 1000 IQ, I guess. But yeah, I had a massive layover in Dubai, and we saw, I think it was like the tallest tower in Dubai while we were there. with our 17-hour, might have been shorter, layover. We had a pretty long layover. And it was a layover. Because it was originally meant to be a couple hours. But it got really extended. But it let me explore a little bit of Dubai. And then, so in Penang itself, we went to malls. Because there's malls everywhere. And, like, you know what's interesting? So, Penang, there is always traffic. It's kind of funny because when my family and I, when we got home, my dad and I, we were driving, so in our area there's Walmart. And the distance from the Walmart to our house is longer than, there was, like, a decently popular mall, like, not too far from us. Like, the distance between the Walmart near our house and the mall was, like, 3 times the distance. However, we could get to the Walmart in a faster time than we would ever be able to get to that mall. Like, even if you hit all the red lights, like, from my house to the Walmart, like, you'd still get to Walmart faster than you would get to that mall. I think I drew that hand wrong. Oh my goodness. It was amazingly, like, there were traffic. Probably helps because I live in a pretty rural area. So, but, yeah. It wasn't too bad. I don't mind spending time in cars. Not like it's the end of the world. I've spent 10 hours in a car ride. There was one time where I went on a trip and we were basically exploring the entire Midwest because we could. We had a car, we had money, and we just could. So we did. As you do. That's basically like 99% of my trips I ever go on. It's more like my dad has the money. My dad feels like bringing me along. And so we do. We go. It was actually kind of funny. So, my stepmom. So she's from the Philippines. And she is like, so originally my dad just wanted it to be her and him to go on this trip to Malaysia. And she's like, no, you shall bring your daughter along. Which I am thankful for. But I think it's funny how she's like, no. She is coming along. There will be no ifs, ands, or buts about this. She will be there. So, which is the main reason why I actually was on this trip. My family been like, yeah, come along. So, and it's not like I would have cared. I mean, like I would, but also wouldn't have cared too much if I did or didn't go. Like, to me, like, going on a nice trip like this is really nice. And I am like a 1% of a 1% of a 1%. Like, the amount of places I have traveled to, not many people have gone to in their lifetime. Like, the, like, amount of times I've traveled. And, like, I've gotten to do that while I am still very, very young. I mean, I'm still going to college, going to community college, and so like, I'm young, and so I'm already traveling a lot more than even an adult. I say that like I'm not an adult. I am an adult. Like, somebody who is like a way older adult. How about that? I don't like the sand. Somebody who, who has. I got a magic trick I could do. But somebody who, who has lived a longer life. Like, there's, like, most people I've traveled a lot more than. Like, flat out. So, which is very, very nice. Part of it's due to, so, my dad, at the very least, is part of the Mormon church, and part of that religion is that, you're kind of expected to go on a mission. But since I basically quit, I don't like it there. Basically, as a substitute to going on a mission, basically just traveling everywhere, which is very nice. And it is really fun, and it is, enlightening, I guess I could say, to go to another, country or 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, or 6, I don't know, I lost count. I'd have to look at my passport. So, yeah. But traveling's a lot of fun, but it's super expensive, and I'm actually probably not going to go on another trip like the one I took for a while now. There's a good chance I'm not going to go on a trip for another couple of years. I mean, I can't be traveling the country all the time. I can't be traveling all the time. Can't be traversing the many different countries that exist on this planet all year long. Something looks off about this. I don't like this. I'm getting rid of it. Be gone, out of my sight. There you go. As I destroy... That bothers me. So... But it's been a fun all-around trip. So, I got... Okay, I want to tell this story, because it's funny to me. So my phone... My current phone that I like to use to communicate to other human beings. It is old. Okay? I got it during COVID, and because I didn't have a phone at that time, because I didn't really need one, but then I suddenly needed one. Anyways, point is, my phone is old. And so when I went on this trip, I wanted to get a SIM card so I can still at least text my dad, so if we get lost somewhere, or if I want to explore some part of a mall, or if my dad wants to drop me off somewhere, I can still text him. So my phone was actually too old to accept a SIM card. So what happened is we went and we talked to this woman, and so we bought a SIM card, right? Put it in my phone. It doesn't work. Like, okay. She's like, well, do you have another phone? And it's like, well, I do, but it's older. So, since the other phone is older, there's no way this other SIM card would work, right? So what we had to do was buy a new phone. Like, I appreciate a new phone, but I have no use for 3 phones. So now I have delegated it as the international traveling phone. It's funny. At least it's funny to me. Yeah, I now have another phone. But at least it could take a SIM card. That's not how muscle works. So, yeah. But it's a very pretty blue. As an FYI, it is a very, very pretty blue. So, I can give it that. It's a pretty color. So, yeah. But now, but it's kind of funny because, like, you know, it doesn't. I mean, it should theoretically work in America, right? But it doesn't. It's just, it's like, so it gives me this message every time I enter a new country, where it's like, okay, you're here. Like Singapore, for example. It'll be like, okay, you're in Singapore, right? And it'll be like, okay, just turn on your roaming, and you should be able to use your data. Like, okay. Turn on my roaming. And I can't use my data. It's like, data? What's that? We can't connect. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't connect? What do you mean you can't connect to anything? And I look over to my dad's phone. And he's connected just fine. I'm like, phone, you're failing me. And, like, okay, guess I'll cry. Yeah. And it was a time. But theoretically, if I actually were to get another SIM card for it, I'd be able to actually just be able to just use that SIM card in whatever country. Don't know what kind of hair. Know what kind of clothes I want to get her. So, yeah. Life be weird. Life. So, also while I was there, so I went to Kuala Lumpur, which is the capital of Malaysia. And, because there was a convention. I was telling my dad, I was like, Dad, why couldn't you have told me there was a convention before we left? Because I really like cosplaying. Speaking of conventions, I'm going to be at a convention August 24th and 5th, because I'm selling. Making monies, hopefully. Making more money than I lose. Anyways, besides the point. So, there was a convention in Kuala Lumpur. And I was like, Dad, you should have told me this. So I could have brought a cosplay along. He was like, sorry, I didn't even know there was a convention going on until we got here. I'm like, Dad, you should research these things before we leave. Yeah, I really wanted to bring one of my cosplays. So I play Genshin Impact, right? And I can't play Zoneless 0, or Honkai Star Rail, because my computer can't fit it, because potato be potatoing. But, basically, like, I was like, and then later I was like, maybe I should just always bring a cosplay with me whenever I travel, because then it would save me having a random convention sprung on me, because I like my conventions and I like to cosplay. I really like cosplay. Maybe one of these days I should show off some of my cosplays. But I've only been... So, most of my cosplays I buy. Because I'm lazy. But also I just usually don't have the time to build a cosplay. But, currently, I am building a cosplay. Because a while ago, I think I told this story before. I got a sword. I got a metal sword. And I am building a cosplay around that sword, based around it. It's very cyberpunky. It's actually Genji's sword from Overwatch. So I'm like, I'm gonna build a cosplay around it. So I've been slowly doing that. Yeah, it would be neat. So one of these days, hopefully I'll be able to to show off some cosplays. Because I really like cosplaying. Like, to me, it's like, there are these characters I love, and, I guess you could say I look up to, and then with cosplaying, I get to basically be them for a very, very brief moment. But I get to at least pretend to be them for a period, and I would love to be able to show that to people, because I love cosplaying, and I love artsy stuff too, as you can clearly see. And actually recently, when I got my new phone, since it's actually better than my current phone, which is sad, because it was a cheap phone that I got. Like the new phone, yeah, that phone was 800 ringgit, which is like pretty cheap when you translate it to USD. Anyways, I have a hand cam that works on that phone. That is connected to my OBS, and I can do a hand cam now. However, one slight problem. I don't have a tripod or enough boxes. So I actually can't do a hand cam. Because what I also got, because I'm really into collecting Gundams, I got 4 new Gundams. None of which are built currently. Since I got more Gundams, I want to have a Gundam building stream. I want to build Gundams on stream. Because I love Gundams. Thanks, Witch from Mercury. You did it. You got me into Gundam. Yeah. I don't know how many of you guys have seen Gundam Witch from Mercury. But it's pretty good. Because it's in a genre of anime that I love and adore and heavily identify with. Oh my goodness. Why did I decide to draw an arm like this? There we go. Oh wait, it's because... Shoot, my... Shoulder, you're screwed up. Yeah, so Gundam... No, shoot! So, Gundams, is basically just robots beating the ever-living crap out of each other. It's great. I love it. But, and which from Mercury is in a very, 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 very specific genre of anime. It's in Yuri genre, technically, but it is also a action anime, because Gundam, because robots beating the ever-living tar out of each other is great. Oh, this arm is... Why did I decide to do this? I'm gonna deal with that later. That is a tomorrow problem? Pfft, a later problem. Future me can deal with that. So, Wish for Mercury is a Gundam anime. Duh. It has giant robots, and the robots beat each other with swords and guns. And I love it. Violence. But anyways, I bought some Gundams from Witch for Mercury. I actually got one of the main Gundams from Witch for Mercury my last international overseas trip, which I went on before I started streaming. Ever. So it and that was the Aerial Gundam from Wish for Mercury, piloted by Suletta, and it's a pretty neat build. I would like to show it to you guys, but I don't have a tripod, so I can't really show it to you guys. Though one of these days, I want to do a hand cam, and I want to build one of these Gundams, and I also want to show off my cosplays. Those are things I want to be able to do in the future, because I just love those things so much. And personally, I would also love to paint miniatures, but miniature painting probably isn't very interesting to watch. I don't know. Do you think that'd be interesting to watch someone paint minis? How the heck did... Like, cause I play D&D, which I have talked extensively about before. I play D&D. I love D&D. I think everybody and their dogs should play D&D. D&D supremacy, I guess. So that arm. This arm no worky. It can't do what I want it to do. I cannot mentally draw it for some reason. Holy K-rap. Oh my goodness. We're gonna draw a different arm. I don't know. Okay. Okay, I need to do something different with this arm. I have arm problems. I don't know what I'm doing. But like, painting minis, Gundams, it'd be fun for me, at the very least. At least I can talk nonsense the entire time, as I do one of those 3 things I just listed off. So, but yeah. Anyways, and back to my trip. Anyways, what I was originally here to blab on about, is, my trip that I went on, because it was really fun, and I want to talk about it. It was fun. Fun things are fun. Don't you love getting hit with a random debuff feature? Yes, I love the can't draw what I want to draw debuff. It's amazing. Anyways, well, on my trip, I made a mistake. I made a pretty big mistake, in my opinion. So I play Magic the Gathering. Yeah? And so I'm really into Hololive. I tripped and fell down that rabbit hole. And now I am into Hololive. So, I found some Hololive sleeves. Which, you can't... The Firebender! Yes, I am back. So I'm really into Hololive, yeah? So, I found some Hololive sleeves, of which you cannot buy in America. And they are limited edition. Because they are the 2023 variant Hololive sleeves. Anyways, I play Magic the Gathering. The format I play is Commander, which is 100 cards. And that means, oh my goodness. That means I need 100 sleeves. These sleeves, these Hololive sleeves, they come in packs of 75. Well, I bought 2 packs of 2 different characters. I bought one of Bay, and I bought one of Iris. That's only 75 cards. Not cards, 75 sleeves of both of the characters. And for me, as an American, they were quite the steal for the price, okay? They were only 55 ringgit, which is about 11-ish USD, more or less. So, I hope you guys are getting this. When after I left, I realized I only have 75 sleeves. 75 Hololive sleeves is not enough to sleeve a 100 card deck. Cause 75, I'm not sure if you knew this, does not equal 100. Like, the math isn't mathing. And now I'm back in America. And so I'm like, oh shoot, I only have 75 sleeves. Like, okay. So I go online and I go to eBay, which is the #1 place to get rare stuff. And the prices are now, they vary from 20 USD to as low as like 14. And by the way, it's pretty limited. Yeah, something that went from like 10, 11 USD is now would cost me 20. Yep, womp womp. Because I did a dumb. Because I apparently can't math while at conventions, apparently. Okay, I am liking this less and less the more I draw it. Just as an FYI. I'm getting rid of it. Take 2. Third time's a charm, I guess. No, I don't think her boobs were boobing right, but I gave up. I was trying to do one too many things. I didn't like it. Yeah. So, later I'm going to eventually get that 100, another pack of 75 sleeves for both. I got both Iris and Bay. For Iris and Bay, so I can sleeve 2 100 card decks with Hololive sleeves. Screw it, let's just draw a demon. Hold on, I'm gonna do this. Let's just do this. I haven't. I have these ideas I want to do, but I don't know how to execute them. Stay fun. Okay, I'll have fun. What are you trying to draw? I'm trying to draw something. I don't know what I'm trying to draw. Earlier, I was just trying to draw a cool pose, but as I was trying to draw it, it just failed. So, I think I should draw something cute. Here we go. So, I just kind of failed. Just do something, even if you don't know exactly. So, I am going to draw a little demon because I can, and I'm still a little jet lagged. So I got a little story from coming back. So one of our plane flights, one of our stops was in Seattle. By the way, it is some serious shock to go from the Dubai airport to the Seattle airport. Because to describe the Dubai airport, it's basically a mall with planes. Okay? It's great. It's clean. To go from Dubai International Airport to Seattle International Airport, and then from the Seattle International side to the Seattle domestic side, it is some serious. Yeah. So it's not a mall. Nope. It is a serious shock. Like, the Seattle domestic, like I've been both on the Seattle domestic and international. The Seattle domestic side, like, is so, like, the floor is disgusting. Like, as an FYI, the floor is disgusting. And, like, to go from Dubai, where it is very, very clean, like, at least the airport, it's very, very clean. And then I go to Seattle, and it's like, why garbage everywhere on the floor? This is disgusting. Like, it's quite the shock. Like, I pretty much experienced, like, reverse culture shock, if you could call it that. It's just, yeah. And, like, the thing is, like, it's just, like, man, I know I'm getting back home. And the thing is, I don't know, both things. It's a cute demon. It's a cute. So the thing is like, it's just like suddenly mess. But yeah, that happened. And like, so I was on, by the time I was gonna get on to my next flight, I would have been on planes for, drumroll please, 24 hours. Almost straight. Okay? On planes. I am kind of sick and tired of planes. I do not want to touch a plane for a while. Do not want to be on a plane for a while. 24 hours worth of planes? A little much. Not gonna lie. Just, yeah. Like, it's just, and then the jet lag. I'm still experiencing it, apparently. So the day I came home, I didn't go back to sleep. I only got like at max like 4 hours of sleep. As a little FYI. Okay. By the time I got home, it was 5 in the morning when I got home. I sent a tired, very, very tired text to one of my friends because he was house sitting, and my brain thought he was still going to be at the house. I was very tired. And basically, I didn't go back to sleep. But then the friend who was house sitting, he comes by. And both my dad and him could not wake me up. Because what happened is, so I have this beanbag chair in my room. So freaking comfy. I love it. Great for taking naps on. So I took a nap on it, and I was unwakeable. No one could wake me. I was out cold. Like, there was no force in the world that would be able to wake me. The world ended while I was asleep that day. I wouldn't have known at all. Nothing would have woken me. Like, just out. Like a sack of rocks. Like, you ain't waking me up. So, it was actually kind of funny, because when I did wake up, I'm like, oh, you're here! How long was I asleep for? They're like, for like an hour? Did you go to sleep right when you texted him? I was like, maybe. Oh no, I just kind of laid down to zone out. And at some point I closed my eyes. I don't even know what happened. I was just tired. Then I thought I got over my jet lag. And then I was proven wrong yesterday. Because I slept in till 3 in the afternoon. And yeah. That was... why am I adding so much detail to this hair? I'm gonna regret it later. So, like, I was... Yeah, I've still been experiencing a little jet lag now, even. Because... So, last night, I tried... I slept pretty good, and then I just woke up before my brother did, actually, which means I woke up pretty freaking early, so he wakes up at a variety of times, but like he won't get out of his room till 6:02. I was up before he got up. I'm like, wow, I am really suffering. So, and I woke up very hungry. I was like, I want to eat something. And I'm like, no, I shall not. Because it's like really early in the day, in the morning. I shouldn't eat something, not right now. It's not gonna help my case. So, I ate something at like 6 something. 6:20, I want to say. I ate a thing. It was a thing. I ate sausage, egg, hash brown. #1 American breakfast. I need to bring your mouth down. Your mouth is too high. Which was great breakfast. Everyone should have an all-American breakfast, says the American. So, yeah. Oh, I can also now officially say I've eaten at a McDonald's. Just missing the bacon. I do miss American bacon. That's an FYI. Okay. So, things you cannot get in Malaysia. American-style bacon. That is one of those things. Cannot get American-style bacon. Like, nowhere. It doesn't exist. Cannot get yourself a thick slab of bacon. It's all thin bacon. Okay. And then steak. Do not get a steak in Malaysia. It's not the best quality. Okay. It's, yeah. Just, you're better off with pork. They can do pork. Or chicken. Or fish. Basically anything that isn't, beef. Okay? Just like, yeah. And also, there's no breakfast joints. There's also, I know I mentioned this earlier, but there's no breakfast joints. I miss my breakfast joints. Where's my Denny's? Actually, as I have learned, Denny's is either hit or miss. And yeah. I have been at some pretty good Denny's, and I have been at some pretty freaking awful Denny's. But one thing I can most certainly say about Malaysia, they at least have tea. I'm gonna miss that. I already do miss that. I miss the tea. Cause like, you don't get that many tea varieties here. What should I do for our clothes? I don't know what to do. Yeah. So, just, yeah. We found one breakfast joint at one mall. Well, we found two, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, shoot, that'd be 6 fingers if I did that. I can count. Clearly. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, I like breakfast. Even though I wake up usually at like 10 or so, I still enjoy my breakfast. Even if it's just a bowl of cereal. I can't give up breakfast. Even if you asked nicely. If you went up to me and said, Fire, could you please skip breakfast? Just this once. I'd be like, no, I need to eat breakfast. It is very important. Very, very important to me. I must eat breakfast. If I don't, I'll be hungry. Who would have thought if you don't eat, you're hungry? That had the same exact vibe as this floor is made out of floor and fun things are fun. This floor seems to be made out of floor. You know, the fun things are fun. That comes from a anime called K-On! Fun fact. How do I know this? I watched K-On! K-On's a pretty good series. It's slice of lifey, cute girls doing cute things genre. So yeah, I like that series. I should rewatch it. Yeah. So I actually went and ate at a hot pot place. That was pretty interesting, and it was actually pretty fun because it wasn't just me and my dad and my stepmom and my brother. It was me, my stepmom, my dad, my brother, and then my stepmom's aunt. Would that make her my step great aunt? I don't know what that would classify in the family hierarchy, so to speak. Like, would it be step aunt or step great aunt? I don't know. My stepmom's aunt. And her kid be what, my step cousin? I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea. Like, because I'm not used to having a mom, or specifically like a step parent, a stepmother or father. Like, so I don't know how the family hierarchy would work there. To me, it's always just been me and my dad, and then my brothers. Like, whoop-de-doo. So I don't know what the family, how that would work. What would you call that? Usually I would just call them by their names, but I do not intend to do that here. I do not call people by their names here. Unless if it is your online name, then that is a different story. Because that is something else. So, yeah. I usually actually call people by whatever name I learned them by first. Like, there's certain teachers I call by their first name instead of their last name. And some teachers that I'll call by their last name, for example. Like, some teachers, there'll be a Miss or Mr. In front, and others I'm just gonna straight up call them by their first name, because that's how I learned them, their existence by. Like, yeah. Okay, clothes. What should I do for her clothes? So, it's just one of those things. I could give her a crop top. You're like, cramp. She has a box. I think if I do... Yeah. That's all I can say. Oh, by the way, so one of my favorite anime of all time is Madoka Magica. Love that anime. I think everyone and their dog should watch it, okay? Because Madoka Magica is great, and I love it. But I will only watch it with a couple select few, because I love the anime too much. It's one of those animes, you know, it's like, you have certain people you'll watch certain shows with, because, like, they're close to your heart, so you only want to have certain people watch it. I don't know if that's just a me thing or something, but Madoka Magica I will only watch with a select certain few people. Okay, like, I think everyone should watch it, but I will only watch it with certain people. So, like, yeah. But anyways, I got Madoka Magica. I got the manga, and the so manga for the main series, and manga for Rebellion. And I'm really excited, and I haven't read all of it because I've been busy. I've been unable to read it because I've been busy traveling. Because, like, I got it, like, the last week. Yeah, the last week I had in Malaysia. So I didn't so I haven't read all of it. I read the first chapter of the main series manga, and so what makes Madoka Magica an interesting case is the anime came before the manga. So when like, if somebody were to ask, oh, is manga better? Well, I think the manga is just a different interpretation of the story that is presented from the anime. I mean, I think that's the case for most anime to manga comparisons. They're just different interpretations of the same story. Because what I feel like most people are forgetting about when it comes to adaptations of manga to anime or anime to manga is that there are certain scenes or certain events that happen in the manga or in the anime or light novel even. Certain things that happen, and those things need to be interpreted differently. So this is a slight spoiler for at least Madoka Magica. There is a scene where one of the characters, she talks to these two guys on a train. In the anime, it is left ambiguous. She's seen on the train, she talks to these guys, and then there's a scene shortly after where her body is gets covered in darkness. That's the best way I can describe it. And then she's seen at the train station stop. Okay, that is a very up to interpretation scene. Okay. And so there's a bunch of different ways you could interpret that scene. So in the manga, I only know this because spoilers be spoilering, but I don't mind too much when it's concerning myself. But in the manga, the mangaka, they interpreted it as she killed the two guys on the train. That is how it was interpreted. Because the panels show her walking off the train with a bloodied sword. Because her magical girl weapon is a sword. And then she's seen at the train station. I think it's just a matter of perspective when it comes to adaptations of anime to manga to light novels. They're just different forms of storytelling. I feel like people always forget that. I don't know. Maybe I just analyze stuff too much, too often. But yeah, I got Madoka Magica stuff while in Malaysia. It was great. Made me very, very happy. Because you'd never find Madoka Magica anywhere. It's mostly actually probably because the anime came out in 2011, and then the movies came out shortly afterwards. But so that means everything came out in a short period, and then there was a trailer for a fourth movie that never came out. But now there is a new trailer. There's a new trailer that came out a while ago now, with a vague date for when the movie's gonna drop. However, there is now a new trailer that came out. This is the despair and hope of a Madoka Magica fan, okay? There's a new trailer that came out that for the fourth movie, and everybody has new outfits, and everyone looks great, and I really want it out right now. Like, I just want my magical girls, and that's how I feel. I want my magical girls. I miss them. I miss my sad magical girls. Fun factoid though, Madoka Magica basically killed the magical girl genre. It's a murderer. No, it's well, it's because it created the dark magical girl genre. Why did I say it like that? Dark magical girls. Absolutely legendary. Magical. Uh-oh, it's magical. Magical girls. God blimey. Look at that magical girl. I'm not sleep deprived, I swear. That was probably a poor. I probably didn't convince anybody with that. Actually, last night I just a lot of the I'd hear like small things that happen, and then I just wake up to it, and I'm like so ticked off. Cause I wake up angry if I'm woken not on my terms. Okay. Your stupid face. It's incorrect. Ah! Okay. I'm not going to punch my character's face in. It doesn't look stupid. I swear. I just need to rearrange where her chin is. And forehead. She has no forehead. I got rid of her forehead. This is what happens when you don't draw for a month. You regress, I guess. Not really. I mean, I've been drawing as, eternity. It's just, my goodness, today I am having a day. It's a day. You know when you have those days where you're like, I really shouldn't have done that thing, but now that I've said I'm gonna do it kind of days? Yeah, that's what today kind of feels like. Okay. Yeah. I may not be able to fix your forehead. You got too much hair. And I ain't gonna make you bald. I think I might have done a little overcorrecting. At least this is digital art. You know what sucks when it comes to traditional? You can't just highlight something and say, I'm gonna move this over. Like so. There we go. Look at that. I never screwed up once. Her ear's screwed up, isn't it? But the fact that I'm able to see all these mistakes is a pretty good sign of my skill level, I'd like to think. At least, I'd like to think so. Because I remember when I used to draw effectively the same exact way. Not the same exact, but you know how my image looked earlier? I draw things and it looked like that, at least the head. And I think it looked A-okay. I think it looked great, actually. Like, I thought it was the best thing in the freaking world. And now I'm like, this is disgusting. Why did I like this? I love being an artist. You just hate your own work all the time. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm adding unnecessary details. As I have learned, if you wish to add unnecessary details to your characters, add belts. Or, alternatively, random lines. Always works out. Like, somehow. It just does. Your character either looks way cooler or way dumber. Like, depends on which direction you want to go with it. But it usually looks either way cooler or way dumber. One of the two. I mean, adding unnecessary zippers also work. Depends on what you're feeling like. If you're feeling in a zipper mood or a belt mood. But hey, even bows. Add a lot of bows. Bows work. As I have discovered after looking at the whole the girls' idol outfits for a suspiciously long period of time, there's a lot of bows on their outfits. Okay, I want to add something more. Add a bow. Wait, this is a jacket, ain't it? Ain't it? Ain't that right? Bobby! Bobby, that ain't right. Yeah. I don't even watch King of the Hill. I do know someone who does. I've had a couple friends who did. And also they watch The Simpsons. Or recruit some archers. Just add more bows. Just add more. What if I give her a sword? I should give her a cool sword. Hold on. Hold on. I got a thought. I have a thought. I have a thought. Do not take that out of context, please. I have a thought. It's going through my brain. I'm thinking a thought. What if I give her a sword? What if I give her a cool sword? Let's see. I want it right there. And then I want to do... I should give her a rapier. A rapier. Wait. It would go like this, and then it go like that, and then it'd be all cool, and it's a sword. I swear, the more I talk, the more I sound like I'm on something. Don't know what that something is. But still. This is Fire after she has traveled. I hope you're enjoying the show. I hope you're... Okay. It's a magical rock. Okay. Wait. Hold. Wait. There you go. And then I should put something on the... Yeah, it's a sword! She has a sword. That sword is too big, too small for her hands. Shoot. Her sword's tiny. It's like a toothpick. Compared to her hands. Her hands are massive. I gave her some man hands. Here, look at those hands. Select, transform. There we go. Bigger. There. There we go. She has a man sword for her man hands. Do I sound evil yet? Hey, jeez. Some days, I am a little unsure of how how awake I sound. Golly. Eh. Ah! Ree! I'm just adding stuff now at this point. I don't know what I'm doing. Man hands and boat. Man hand and bows. Jeez. Her wrist looking weird. I need to fix that. My golly. I'm gonna look at this later and be like, I hate this. By the way, how I told you, I hate this. What if I do actually... What if... Hold on. Ah, my eyeball. My eyes. I got something in my eyes. So times like these where I'm glad I don't have a proper VTuber model. Like, if you rub your eyes and you have a VTuber model, like, the eyes, they freak out. They're like, what's going on? I mean, it is funny, though. Gee. Okay. I need to add her meh. Oh my boy. Anyways. Let's talk more about my trip. How about that? Give me something fun to talk about. Anyways, so I have discovered I like lower end malls more than high end malls. Because high end malls, as much as they are pretty, they are mostly name brand. So you'll walk into a high end mall and you'll be presented with Gucci, Versace, and all the name brand stuff. Birkenstocks, Clarks. Clark's shoes aren't actually too bad, but I don't like their price. But, point still is, you'll be presented with name brand, which isn't what I like. Cause what I like, usually isn't under a name brand. I like my nerd shops. Nerd shops or video game stores, which you can find plenty of in malls, but they're almost never in any high-end mall, because high-end malls focus almost entirely on tourists, and I mean, not just completely tourists, but tourists and people with money, basically. So if you are if you're a tourist not looking for high end, you know, Gucci or Versace, you don't want to go to any high end malls, because there will be no game places, or even actually places to get good souvenirs for your friends. Fun fact. Because since they are so focused on all these high-end things, there's no room in the minds of people who made basically the mall for gifts that you would get your friends or your family. And I like to, so how I like to do gift shopping, even if I'm in another country, is get gifts that I think my friends will use. And I might get a couple of the, you know, tacky, like Thailand or Singapore, or, you know, like charms that, say that or whatever. And I might give that to my friends, but that's because, like, it's usually something small that I can give to. So it's not like a massive hit on my wallet. And, sometimes there's a little bit of a charm to the tackiness of those things. Like, don't get me wrong, they are tacky, but, like, they're tacky in a weirdly cute way. Like you're like, there's an effort being made. Oh, what did I just do? I don't know. There's like an effort being made, and I think it's kind of adorable in a backward sense. So it's just, it's weirdly cute. But like, in a high-end mall, you ain't gonna find that. You ain't gonna find the tacky, cute little Thailand, Penang, whatever, like, signs. Like, not even signs, like, souvenirs. Simply doesn't exist. Because it's not over 1,000 USD. I'm joking. Kind of. I'm only kind of joking. Yeah. But it is cheaper to get name brand in another country. Like, I have a pair of Clarks that I got from the Philippines, because I just needed some open-toe shoes. I both love and hate them, by the by. Like, I love my Clarks, I hate my Clarks. It is a love-hate relationship between me and my Clarks. Because, like, okay, they're soft, and I like wearing them. However, they have this cross design on the top. And if I wear my Clarks for too long, because of that cross design, it actually cuts my foot, which sucks. But dang it, they're comfy. But I don't wear them that often because I'd rather preserve my foot than wear shoes that actively harm my feet. So it's like, I like these, but really you had to destroy my feet while you had it. So 'tis is life, I guess. Like, I would appreciate it if, my shoes didn't try to injure me. Yeah. And, okay, so what's funny is, my stepmom, she gives me this one name brand, Jack Wills. It's a British name brand. And I think it's kind of funny, because, like, I am slowly, very, very, very slowly, collecting basically a stockpile of Jack Wills sweatshirts. I mean, which is fine, because I do wear them. I'm actually wearing one of them right now. Because they are comfy to a degree. And my pink one, because I have a pink one and a kind of a burgundy colored one. My pink one's is like graying. Like, I make sure it's clean. I wash it. I mean, I also practically live in the thing. But that's besides the point. I do basically live in it, but I do make sure it's washed, because I don't want to live in dirty clothes. That is unsanitary. And who do you think I am? I'm a cute anime girl. As you can clearly see, I am adorable. Bask in my greatness. But, like, so I don't live in dirty name brand clothes. I'm just kind of seeing it now. Like, some poor dude's, like, all he has is name brand clothes. It's like, I don't even have enough money to clean my name brand clothes. that just have names and clothes. That's kind of sad. That's really sad. I'm sad now. Only a little bit. Speaking of sad things, quite the transition, I guess. I discovered that on my trip, I'm gonna have to go to the dentist because of my horrible habits. When I was younger, one of my teeth, gonna have to get a root canal, and I do not want that day to come to pass. Quite frankly, like, I do not want, and it's gonna be sooner than later. I do not want to get a root canal done. Because what they do, basically, is remove all the nerves in your tooth, and then they repeatedly wash it out, and then they fill your tooth up with, basically just filling. But that whole process, super duper painful. As I have heard. My father has gotten a root canal done. Yeah. Pain and agony, and I don't want to do that. Actually, I should give you earrings. I'm gonna give you earrings. Sorry, it was thought. So, basically, I'm gonna have to get that done at some point, because I took terrible care of my teeth when I was of the younger age, because I guess taking care of your teeth is for the weak. Please take care of your teeth, especially when you're younger. Like, you will regret it later. Yeah. I wish I took better care of my teeth. Just as an FYI, I wish I did. Like, it's one of those things where I wish I took care of them much better than I did in the past. Ooh, that's the wrist that looks awkward. Ah! So, take care of your teeth, children. Even if it's a hassle. 'Cause you'll pay for it much later. Both with your wallet, or your parents' wallet at the very least, and your pain. You'll go through a lot of pain. Pain and agony. 'Tis it will suck. But actually, the dentists in at least Malaysia, but like in another country, I don't mind them too much. Like, they're very, very on the point, very direct, and they don't cost that much. And also, they give you their x-ray. Because when you go to the dentist, you know, they x-ray your mouth, and if you're in America, they'll x-ray it, and then they won't give you the x-ray. But in, like, Malaysia, you can, like, if you get an x-ray done, they'll ask if you want it. They'll tell you it'll be an extra cost. And you'll be like, okay, sure, I'll take the x-ray. Then you get your x-ray. They'll text it to you, and they'll email it to you. And when you get your x-ray, and they'll be like, okay, that'll be so-and-so amount. And then after you get it, there's like no fuss over it. It's just like, cool. And it's really nice. Like, it's pretty freaking nice to be able to get your x-ray, cuz like you don't get your x-ray in America. You don't get to take that home. You don't get to take it home and show your parents, okay? You're like, this is what my mouth looks like. This is how horrible I've been taking care of my teeth. Look! like they don't give a second thought about, yeah. Malaysia is like, here, take it. It's fine. I mean, you should know what's going on too. It's like, thank you, good sir. Actually, my doctor was a miss, so thank you, good ma'am, good miss. It was nice. It was nice. That's like how I could describe 99% of Malaysia. It was nice. And money exchange, I love it. It's great. It's funny. Something that would be considered expensive suddenly is now cheap. So, I mean, like, I got Guitar Hero 5 for the equivalent of about 10 USD. So it was like a 50-ish ringgit. So it was pretty good, because Guitar Hero, as a game series, especially for Xbox 360, is a collectible. And it costs you an arm and a leg to get that here in the States. Because, you know what? That's just how it happens. Like, yeah. I should drink some water. Water is wet. Hydrate or dihydrate. Is this water safe to drink? I have no idea, but I just drank it anyways. Let's hope I don't get food poisoning or something. I don't know. I was thirsty. I sure hope I won't die in like the next day. Then my thumbnail would be incorrect. Yes, if you can read the text, it does say, I didn't die. Correction, I did not die for a month. Because that is not what happened. I did not die for 1 whole month. Okay. No cause for alarm. I just disappeared to another country. And no, I wasn't running for the police. I haven't committed any crimes. At least that I'm aware of. I don't know, maybe I did, I don't know. Nobody's after me, as far as I'm aware of. I think I would have a heart attack if somebody was like, yeah, the police or whatever knocks on my door. Like, I was like, what did I do? Like, yeah. But in America, I can ask for a lawyer. Be like, where's my lawyer? Actually, I think at least our family has a family lawyer. Which is kind of expected, to be quite frank. Jeez. I spent too much time in another country. I've lost my ability to speak cohesive English. Yeah. Brain no working no more. I need more sleep. But I tried to get more sleep. Last night I just woke up in the middle of the night. It is some weird backlash from night to night. Like, one night I'll get a good night's rest and I'll sleep average human sleep hours and not gonna be too bad. And then the next night I sleep till it's 3 in the afternoon. And then the next night I struggle to sleep. And then after that I don't know. I don't know what tomorrow's gonna be like. Like, jet lag sucks. And it likes to roundhouse kick you in the skull when you think you finally got over it. Like, it's like that one ex that keeps coming back and you don't know why. And you're like, just leave me alone. That's jet lag. Jet lag is the annoying ex, okay? The annoying ex who somehow keeps getting your phone number, okay? Just as an FYI. That's what jet lag is. It's just some super annoying. Do not like jet lag. Like, the best way I can describe jet lag. Because I'm like, okay, I'm alright, fine. I think I got over it. I was talking to a friend, by the way. I was, me and this friend, we were chatting. I'm like, I think I got over my jet lag. And the next day, I sleep until 3 in the afternoon, and I'm like, dude, guess I'm not over my jet lag. What the heck? Like, jet lag sucks. I just want it to stop. But at least I can Genshin Impact. So there is that. It was kind of funny. I was talking to a different friend. She's like, so have you seen the new Genshin Impact stuff? And I'm like, dude, I've been out of the country for a whole month. 6 weeks to be exact. I don't think I've touched any of Genshin Impact in that time. Because I play Genshin Impact on PlayStation. And she's like, oh shoot, you're right. Sorry, I forgot about that. Like, yeah. Why would I touch Genshin Impact if I can't play Genshin Impact? I mean, it's a little difficult to play a game when you don't have the device you usually play it on. In your general vicinity. I wish I could play Genshin on my computer. If my computer wasn't so, potato. It is, like, it can't run Power World, for example. Like, other than that, game is also just poorly optimized. Like, that's just a poorly optimized game, but like my computer can't run it. But it can run a game like Code Vein. Granted, Code Vein does look like a bunch of pixels just barfed onto my computer screen. But it can run it. Like, it is possible for my computer to run Code Vein. Like, it's not impossible. It just looks like crap. But actually, hopefully in the future I'll be able to actually stream Code Vein off of my PlayStation, because I really want to play that game for everybody. Cause like, okay, so I love Code Vein. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Like, it has a linear story, but dang it, I love my game, and I wouldn't mind creating a new character and going through all the pain and agony that is Code Vein along with everybody. And it would make me actually pretty happy to be able to show everybody a game that I love a lot. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Why am I so sentimental today? My golly. Like, I am weirdly sentimental today. I don't know if I should apologize, but like, I don't know why the heck I am so weirdly sentimental. I'm like, oh, look at this. I've only been streaming for around, half a year. My first stream was seven-ish months ago. Golly, my first stream was 7-ish months ago, guys. Please don't look at my first stream. It's freaking awful. It's just, don't look at it. It's horrible. It's garbage. It just could go in dumpster and burn, and I think everybody's lives would improve. Part of me wish I was being more ironic. But, like, I do not like my first stream. Coincidentally, my first stream was an art stream. Who would have thunk that the artist likes arting? Yeah, but, I want to do more art streams. Hopefully, actually, in the future, I'll be doing less Terraria streams. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Terraria. I like it a lot. And I'm gonna be completely honest here. I do the Terraria streams because I want people to see my stuff. And it's hard to do that when you don't got an audience. And quite frankly, Terraria brings in the audience. But actually, hopefully, here in the near future, I'll be fading that out a little bit more. Like, Terraria streams aren't going to go away forever. I mean, Terraria is a pretty solid game to fall back on when you need something for the week. It's just, I have other games that I really want to play. Blood and Teeth, I still haven't finished that on stream. And then I have Stardew. I want to play Stardew. And my current computer can handle that. And I want to, of course, I want to play Code Vein. But I also want to play many other games and do a bunch of other things. And it's a little difficult for me to do that if I'm only ever streaming Terraria. So, I'm going to be fading out Terraria streams in the future. I mean, not completely, but I have games I want to play. I want to play Code Vein. I want to stream Genshin Impact. I want to show off my Furina. Like, I may not be a pro at these games, but they're games I truly and honestly love, and games that I want to show off to people. I want to, one of these days when I get a better computer, I want to go through the process of making a VTuber model with everybody. I want to stream that. I want to sit down, draw all the pieces to a VTuber model, my own model, and then rig that on stream, and then do a proper VTuber debut stream. Like, those are things I want to do. And I want to make a 3D model. Make 3D models on stream, and I want to do a lot of things. It's just, right now, my computer's kind of crap. Give some room for other games. Yeah. And, like, these are things I want to do. And I want to get a tripod so I can do hand cam, because I have Gundams I want to build, and I have things I want to show people, and like I want to do more things, to be completely honest. And I want to do more things that I want to do. I mean, not that I don't want to do what I'm currently doing. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just there's more things I want to do. And I don't want to be like just a Terraria channel, just a gaming channel, you know? I want to be FireCreeper. That makes sense. Like, I want, even if I only ever stay with 56 some odd fans, that's fine with me. I don't care that much. I want to do things I want to do. Yeah, variety. Variety is good. And even more than just variety, it's just things I want to do because I care about what I want to do, and I want people to be on this little YouTubing journey with me because for a long time I wanted to do YouTube. Heaven knows that when I first watched Stampy, oh my goodness, Stampy. When I first watched him, I thought he was the coolest guy on earth. And I wanted to be a creator just like him. I remember watching his Terraria his Terraria videos, Minecraft videos, along with Dan TDM. And when I got my first, okay, correction, when I stole my first ever phone, I stole it from Kim. I stole it from somebody. I stole it. I mean, I eventually gave it back. Got a little mad. The little kids doing little kid stuff. I had this like a projector thing. So this is I had this projector. And this was like this cheap little projector like you'd get for a little kid or something. And like I got this phone. And I just propped it up on this projector, and I'd start recording, and it was so stupid. Stupid little things. I do not have that video. If you were wondering what Baby Fire was doing, it was crap recordings on a phone, on a box TV. I had one of those boxy TVs, with Terraria. And it was stupid, it was funny, and I wanted to create for people. Kind of a weird thing, but like I've always just wanted to entertain people. Probably why I've always been so my school, my middle elementary high school, always put on these plays every single time I was in it. Well, not every single time. There was like a couple of years where they didn't let like the elementary kids in. But like, if I could, I was always in it. I always loved entertaining, even though I'd get pretty nervous. Like, yeah, I've had a couple of main parts when I was in high school. For example, we put on the Little Mermaid Junior, as a play. And I was Sebastian. Every time before I went up, I was nervous. I was basically mentally freaking out almost every single time before I went up on stage and performed my part. I was able to perform my part pretty good. Perfectly, almost. To me, it never feels perfect, but that's because I'm also an artist, and nothing is ever perfect as an artist. So, but it's at least fun for me to entertain people. But when I was younger, I wanted to do YouTube, but I never A, understood, but B, I didn't know how. Like I knew how, like you just turn on the camera and you do something. But it was that do something bit that I didn't quite understand. I was like, well, what is that something that I want to do? I don't know. I didn't know what that something was. I knew I wanted to do something, but I didn't know what something. Like, it's just a thing. There's also nervous sweat with smell. Fair. Nervous sweat is horrible. But like It was just a something I wanted to do, but I didn't know what the something was. So it'd be like, I just throw stuff at the wall and see what would stick. And then strangely enough, I kind of got into live streamers. No, I never fully got into live streamers. Like, I'm into Hololive, but I don't watch Hololive streams. Which is kind of funny, because Hololive is a company of streamers. But I guess it's more accurate to say it's a company of idols. They follow idol culture pretty closely. But not all of them. Depends on which branch you go to, actually. The JP branch is more idolish than the EN branch, but that doesn't mean that it's devoid of idol. Like, it still has the fundamentals of idol culture, you know? There's an image to keep up, you know, it's you're a cute girl or a handsome dude that sings, dances, and can do whatever. You know, which weirdly mixes into, you know, purity culture. Which is weird in itself, but like, you know, idols, they have this have to have this perpetual look of being pure and innocent all the time, which I think is kind of stupid. But I'm also American. So, like, what do I know? But, like, you know, they're idols. They're more than just live streamers who are given a model and a solid income. Because the thing is that at least Hololive, I'm unsure with Nichi Sanji. Nichi Sanji's under a lot of fire right now. But at the very least, Hololive, like the girls and guys there, they have basically an income. Being part of Hololive and streaming is their job. They do get paid to do that. Like, they aren't gonna be poor artists on the street, you know? Like, they do have a job. And it's actually pretty common for streamers to have their stream, at least what I know, until they get on their feet, the Hololive girls at the very least, to have another job until they get enough people to enough fans, basically. Like, there's a limit to everyone, and like, that is just, it is kind of weird, because like Hololive, in a weird sense, is kind of what actually pushed me to do streaming instead of just video creations. I privated the videos now because they just aren't up to my standards. But I used to do speed draws because I just really liked speed draws and I liked doing art. And that's the only way I kind of thought how I could make content on YouTube. You know, that's something I wanted to do. And so I made some speed draws, and one of them got copyright struck, which made me freak out. Yeah, copyright strikes freaking terrifying. FYI. Don't get copyright striked. Yeah. Anyways, all of those videos are actually privated or unlisted. One of the two. Because they're just not up to my current standards. There's only one older video that I have that is still up on my channel. It's actually the SMP with with Dawn, the awesome Dawn. Like, that's, and and even then, that one's still a little iffy, but I feel like it's a part of channel history that can stay. And like I still have the original videos and stuff from way back. Like I was really young when I made those speed draws. I did them in, well, I guess she's renamed herself to Spectralite AAA, but I knew her as Walking Melons AAA. She's an artist, and I thought her art is actually really cool. She does a really good job. I discovered her during the Undertale high. Like I thought when, let's see, I saw her speed draw of it was Frisk versus Toriel, which is one of the boss fights in the game. It's actually the first proper boss fight in the game. When I saw her do a speed draw of her interpretation of that boss fight, and I thought it was really cool, and it is. And then she later actually redrew that, I think. She redrew a couple of different art pieces. But because of her, I was like, well, since I do art, I could do something similar. And I did that. I tried that. But something didn't feel quite right. It felt not what I wanted to completely do. You know? Like you try something and you're like, well, I enjoy this, but it's not what I want to do. Like, there are things you enjoy, and then there's things that you're like, this is what I want to do. And then when I got more into basically live streamers, there was one live streamer I used to like to watch. I don't watch him too much now, mostly because he moved to Twitch. I'm not much of a Twitch watcher, but Blaze Arcade, I used to watch him. And I watched him during Celeste, when Celeste, that game came out. I still actually want to play that game. It's on my wish list. My wish list that consists of like, what, 220 some odd items? Yeah. Then I keep adding stuff to that wish list. If you ever become friends with me on Steam, I have quite the extensive wish list. So, as an FYI. But not like I've really let many people here even become friends with me on Steam. There's a couple stipulations there, so to speak. But, yeah. Anyways, this is supposed to be me talking about my trip. It has somehow devolved into this. Don't worry, it's not like I mind too much. But, yeah, it's some things I want to do in the future. Some stuff I think about, I guess. Like, I have things I want to do. And hopefully here soon in the future, I'll actually be opening up a online store. And you will most certainly hear about when it is open and what it's called when it does happen, when it does open. I will be promoting it here because why the heck should I not? And it'll be a variety of things. We'll just have to, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. The future has plenty of things in store. What those things are? Don't ask me, I don't know. I don't know, I can't tell the future. I wish I did sometimes, though. Because if I could, then I don't know. I don't think knowing what the future is actually a very useful skill to have. Like, yeah, it's useful in some scenarios. You know, it's like there are just certain things that like you shouldn't know the future of. And like, what are you gonna do if you know the future? You know, like, what's like, you gonna try and change it? How? How are you gonna change it? Because like, it's pretty common to when you try and change something, you just end up making that something happen. You know, like, it's just something. I don't know. I always found future reading, like seeing into the future, kind of a useless skill. Yeah, it is a loaded topic. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. Just, I don't know. There's always there's just a lot of nuances. That's the thing. Because especially content creation is not a straightforward thing. You can't just be like, I'm gonna do this and then be at, it's not point A, B, C. It's you trying to go from here. Let me do a thing. It's not like going from A to B in a straight line. It's like going from A to B, and that's like, and then you got B to C. It doesn't end, and it goes in a forever loop. Anyways, that's my take on it. Like, nothing's ever straightforward. I feel like people forget that. People are like, oh, you just gotta do this and this. Well, it's never just that and that. Like, too much stuff. Probably way more things I'm probably thinking about than I probably ought to think about at my young at my young age. I don't know why I changed my voice to that. I'm an old lady now. Oh, woe me. What shall I ever do with all these youngins around me? I'm surrounded by Zoomers, right? These Zoomers. Wait, I need to blame everything on the millennials. These millennials. Am I being a old lady? Am I being a correct old lady? Do I need to blame everything on the Zoomers or millennials? Somebody please correct me. Damn millennials. With their, I don't know, what do millennials have? Both is these millennials with their I was about to say Game Boys, but I'm like, Game Boys is way older than millennials. Millennials in their technology. Like, what will we ever do? Do you see what the world's coming to now? Is that cranky old lady enough? Am I cranky enough as an old lady? Millennials. Down on millennials. All they do is sit on their couches and do nothing. Watch anime. But what I need to be doing is blaming the Zoomers, though. These Zoomers and their TikToking. Oh my goodness. These TikTokers. What even is a TikToker? Is that like a grandfather clock? But less cool. Am I old enough? Look, you gotta have the older generation always complaining about the younger generation. Like, I mean, like, you gotta be like, these stupid. What is after Zoomers? It's like Gen. I don't know what part of the alphabet we're at. Gen Y? I don't know. I have no idea. I've given up. I don't know. And I wish I didn't care as much. Like, part of me wants to know, and the other part of me is like, do I really want to know? Like, what is the gen after Zoomer? Is there another gen after Zoom after that gen? What is that gen called? Like, I want to know. Because, like, to me, like, Zoomers are still, like, babies. They're children. Can't fathom Zoomers. But, like, oh my goodness, I can't draw a straight line. Ah! Generation Alpha. Are we gonna have, like, a generation, like, Beta after that? And then, like, what, Sigma? are we gonna have, like, a generation... Are we gonna go to, like, Theta? Alpha, Beta, Theta? Oh, what other Greek letters are there? Are we gonna start referring to these gens as mathematical symbols? Like, what part of the Greek alphabet are we gonna use next? And is it gonna be a fun letter? Like, are we gonna be using, whatever this one is? I don't know what that one is. And then you got, like, this one. And then you got, like, well, you got Theta. Like, just all those letters. What are they? I don't know. I know one looks like a W. I don't know. We're gonna go through the entire alphabet, and then we're gonna run out of letters, and then we're gonna be like, oh shoot, we need another foreign alphabet to go through. Will we just start using random words from the dictionary? Will we be like, this is generation what? Triskaidekaphobia? Like, are we gonna start using full other words? I'm curious. Will be Gen A, B, and C. Good job. So eventually we'll have a Generation Charlie. Fair. Generation Charlie. You know, I kind of am looking forward to that generation. Also, I'm terrified. We're gonna have, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna run out of letters. We're gonna go through like 28 generations, run out of letters, and then we'll be like, shoot, we need more letters. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run out of letters, and then we're gonna be like, shoot, we need more letters. Like, that's what's gonna happen. Gonna call it now. We're gonna go through. Why would you go back to A? We already have a Gen A. Gen Alpha. We need another one. We need to start See, what we need to do is start getting more creative. Okay? I want to see Generation Triskaidekaphobia. I think it'd be funny. Like, come on, guys. Get creative here, guys. Like, why would we circle back to A? Let's just start using whole freaking words. Like, just, come on. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Like, I want to see Gentriskadecaphobia. I will. That is the day when I will die happy. There's only 10. Oh, fair, but what if somebody lives to 260 years old? Like, you can't just go back to letter A. Like, think about it. I feel like this has the same vibe as the conversation I had if... Okay, I was a little tired and sick. I got sick on my trip. And I was like, what if you put a juice box in the microwave? So that's the same vibe as that. But if somebody lives to 260, we can't just go back to the letter A. Like, what about, like, we just get creative? That is my solution. We just get creative. We have people who are, like, specifically trained in naming things, actually start naming our generations. So we don't have to go back to just the letter A. Because we don't need another Gen Alpha. Like, can we have, like, a Gen Citrus? Actually, no, scratch that. If we get it tech, we can figure out something. I sure hope we can. Have generation, like different kinds of, like, you gotta have fun names. That is my proposal for future generations, is that we have fun names and stop being weirdly obsessed over the names of our generations. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Generation Morbid. It's morbid time. My throat feeling. It's morbid time. You know, I have not watched Morbius, but I do know very much of the morbid time memes. Meme. That's one thing that will never die. Memes. The world will come to an end, and memes will still be around. It's like how cockroaches and coyotes, they'll still be around even if the world ends. That's just a fact of life. Cockroaches, coyotes, and memes. That is my prediction. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Now let's color this. When am I gonna color it? I want to make it pink. Let's make it pink. We're gonna be pink. What if I make it skin pink? Oh my goodness, that is very pink. There you go. Look at that. It's like a nice pastel pink. I like that pink. Hold on. I gotta fix a couple of spots, it turns out. Surprise picture engraved into a clip. You know what would happen afterwards? Is that, like, some archaeologist from way in the future would be like, and here are ancient carvings of the people from the past. This is it. Okay, I have no idea. Like, this carving is of the ancients. And, like, they totally would read way too much into it. That's what would happen. That is exactly what would happen. It'd be like, these carvings, they mean something else than what we think it is. Must be a cultural icon. Maybe a god. God. Oh my goodness. Yep. That is exactly how it would go. I want it to be pink. Pink, pink, pink. No! Shoot. I don't know where the hole is. But that's part of the hair. Simple solution. Here we go. Simple questions have simple solutions. Where's the hole? You find the hole, you fill it up. Here we go. Here we go. Burp, burp. Found wherever the hole was. Okay. Yeah, that would. Do you think? Do you think that historians would still be like, and they were roommates? I gotta ask that question. Cause like, I've read Sappho's poems. Like, I've read Sappho. r/Sappho and her friend. Yeah, like, I just gotta wonder. Like, are historians still gonna be like, and they were roommates? Ooh. I like the darker color for her hair. Oh. What I gotta do though is have like the darky pink. I just wanted pink. I don't want a pink, guys. Feeling like pink. Now I want that to be a different color. Burp. Okay. I want that to be. I don't know what. Ah! So many shades of pink! I'm gonna change to a different color. I'm gonna change to this. Ooh, I like that. Look at that! Ooh, it's such a nice color, I like it. Oh, I could do this. Oh, right. Auto parts. Ah! Ha! I actually really like how that looks. Ooh. I'm gonna do something that I'm gonna regret because it's gonna take a lot of time. So we're gonna do the clipper way. How does this look if I do stripes? If I do this, how does it look? I don't like it that much. Not that great. But it is a very nice purple, and I like it. So, there is that. Oh, what if I do this? Hold on. Okay. If I do this, what does it look like? Does it look good? I don't know. Does this look good? This is the part where I wish I had art critics. Cause like, then they could be like, no, Fire, that looks horrible. Why are you saying this looks good? It looks like garbage. Or be like, Fire, that looks great. Why'd you stop doing that? You should do it more. You know, like, I don't know, something. I'm an art student. Actually, sadly, this term I'm not doing, not really taking any art courses. Because family's been family. Which sucks. So I'm not a critic. Oh. Dang, I was hoping you could tell me how to draw my art. I think that looks kind of good. Oh, I could do it at the tip of her other hair. Don't mind my brain short-circuiting for a brief moment, okay? Because I think it looks cool. Okay. Then we could do that. Then there we go. Okay. And go flip. Flip. Look at that. Man, I am a genius. Not really, but I like to think I am sometimes, okay? Don't destroy my hopes and dreams. I love character design. It's great. Especially when you get... So, recently, I have been having this wonky kind of inspiration. And let me tell you, it is wonky. So recently, I have been, like, in this mood for, like, making music. Like, I'm not super, like, musically gifted. So, like, yeah, but, like, I've been in this wonky music making mood. As, like, an FYI, though, like, I'm not, like, I know how to play an instrument. I know how to play a couple of instruments, actually. But, like, recently, I've just been in this, like, weird mood to be like, yeah, I want to make music. And it's just this wonky mood. I don't know, it's weird. And I'm like, why the heck am I feeling like this? I don't got an answer. Wish I did. But I don't got one. But I feel like I should tell you. I've just been in this music making mood. Like, as an FYI, like, it is oddly specific. And it's weird. But I don't hate it. And I've actually created many a cool looking art piece because of it, actually. I should show you some. Oh, let me Let me pull up a couple. Let me do. So this is one art piece I made. Look, it's so cool. And yeah, it looks really cool. I like it. And then this is another art piece I made. And look, it also looks really cool. They're art pieces I made because of this inspiration I've been having. And I've been having fun with the new brush. But yeah, these two looks pretty cool. I like them. And they make me feel very inspired. It's inspiration. But yeah. I don't know why I'm so inspired, but I'm inspired. Like bardic inspiration. I like being inspired. It's a nice thing. It's a fun thing. It's a weird thing that I don't really understand, actually. I'm just like, I want to do this thing. And I don't know why. Like, it's a weird, it's oddly specific, I think. I don't know. Like, I just been inspired. So hopefully, because of this inspiration, I'll actually make my own background music. Because I do use someone else's music. If you look into my description, you can see that I use a music that someone else makes for my background music. But because I'm so inspired to do music, and I've been having fun with a program called LMMS. I'll sometime, I can't say near future because I don't know how near that future is. I'll have my own background music that I either paid someone to make for me or that I made myself. Whichever comes first, to be quite frank. But yeah, I want to make some fun. I want fun music. And yeah. That's basically how I be feeling. That's how it feels be. It's gonna be great. I don't know, I would call it a high. I don't know. But I've been weirdly inspired. So yeah, it's great. It's amazing. Inspiration's weird. I don't want that color. Okay. No. Over here. There we go. And color. Look at that. The tongue is tongue colored. So yeah. I just love that's how I feel. Brah. Man, I'm suddenly now super tired. I blame jet lag. That's who I blame. That's who I'm gonna blame all my problems on. I'm gonna blame it on jet lag. Even if it's a long time after my trip, jet lag. Did I do that? Did I do that? Oh. It's a very important question, okay? Very, very important. Let's see, I think I'm gonna finish doing some touch-up on here. I think I might take a nap. I don't know. knoweth not. Oh no. Darn, that does sound good. Not gonna lie. Yeah, there you go. Which looks cooler. I like the white more. I don't know. Something about it. Makes it more cute. I guess I'm kind of aiming for cute in this picture. Sure and hope it looks cute. But before anyone says that it's not normal, it is very normal. Just as an FYI, I know there is gonna be someone. I know which someone too. There is gonna be someone who's gonna be like, it's cute. That's not normal. Very normal. Very, very normal for me to draw cute. Just as an FYI. Just like, I know who is gonna be like, that is not normal for Fire to be drawing something cute. Very normal for me to do that. I am not insane. I swear. Like, I know who is gonna say that. I know exactly who. 'Cause I know them. My goodness, my statements. The same vibe as the floor is made out of floor. Why? It's like, it's just normal. It's normal. Swear. People are weird. People are very weird. Oh, by the way, I got 5 of the Sailor Scouts, and they were all janky in a funny, slightly messed up way. So, like, Sailor Moon, her twin tails, she had 2 left twin tails. Like you put these together, put them on their base, right? But Sailor Moon, she had 2 left twin tails. And then I think it was Sailor Jupiter, I want to say, green one. She just couldn't stay together. Barely any of the girls could stay together, actually. And then Sailor, I don't quite remember, but the best one was I want to say Neptune, but I think I'm wrong. The blue Sailor Scout. She was actually the best because you didn't have to put her together, so she just had some paint mistakes, mostly. By the way, all of their bases were screwed up. And then, like, also, like, all of them, like, they had, like, a couple of different plastics going on, which was something. Like you can tell from a first glance, but also, like, if you were to, like, run your finger across, like, their hair compared to their arm or their legs, like, they're 2 different kinds of plastic. Like, it made little to no sense. And then like, their bases were wrong. And like Sailor Moon, the base for her was more incorrect than any of the other girls. Like the other girls, like one peg fits, and then the other one was too far or too close. Okay, but Sailor Moon, neither one of her pegs were in the correct spot. Cause like how it was set up is that their center of gravity would roughly be at the center of the base. So that means, you know, they'd be leaning towards the center if they're doing a pose that leaned, or they'd be standing in the center. Like, none of the pegs for Sailor Moon had her center of gravity in the center of the base. So, and she didn't work with really any of the other bases. So both of her little foot pegs had to be chopped off and then glued on. As you do with Sailor Scouts. You just chop their feet off. Glue them back on. Jeez. Every word that comes out of my mouth, I swear. Well, he's a cute little demon. I don't know what I just drew. I don't know what I do. Don't know what I just drew. I arted. This is the result of my arting today. Spent like the first hour drawing sketches that I hated. Anyways, I hope everyone will have a good rest of your week. Have fun. Be safe. Don't die. Bad for your health. And I will be streaming next week. I'll be streaming a something. I don't know what. So, yeah. It could be a D&D character. I mean, anything could be a D&D character. But like, yeah. She's gonna need her name. She could be like, I don't know, Rosie. Rosie the tiefling. Most tieflings don't have wings though. I don't know. But yeah, I'll be doing a something next week. I don't know what, but a something. So hopefully everyone will have fun, be safe, don't die, bad for your health, and I'll see you all next week, hopefully. Bye bye.